We've all been there. You go to log into an account, realize you've forgotten the password, and click the little Forgot Password link. A few seconds later, an email hits your inbox. You reset it, and you're back in. It's a minor annoyance because there is always a centralized company on the other end to help you out. In 2015, an Indian IT professional named Pushpendra took a freelance job for a US client and agreed to be paid in an obscure digital currency called Bitcoin. The client helped him set up a digital wallet and told him to save his private keys, a long string of cryptographic characters acting as his master password, in a simple text file on his laptop. He completed the work and received the payment. A short time later, his Windows operating system crashed. The laptop was wiped, and that simple text file holding his private keys vanished. Naturally, he tried to fix it. He hopped on Google and literally searched for the CEO of Bitcoin to demand a password reset. He looked for a customer service email, a help desk, anyone who could send him a recovery link. He quickly discovered the harsh reality of a decentralized system. There is no middleman. There is no bank. There is no CEO. Without that private key, the money is permanently locked away in the blockchain. The amount he lost in that crashed hard drive was over 100 Bitcoin, a stash that would be worth over 100 crore rupees, or roughly $12 million today. Losing a fortune of that scale would make most people walk away forever. Pushpendra decided that if he couldn't afford to buy new Bitcoin, he was going to manufacture it. He started building what are known as mining rigs. In the early days, you didn't need specialized industrial equipment. People wired together standard consumer-grade graphics cards, the exact same ones used for playing video games, in their bedrooms, to solve the complex mathematical puzzles required to verify network transactions. This entire process is known as proof of work. By dedicating his computers to process this data and secure the network, the system automatically rewarded him with newly minted fractions of Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency is a self-sustaining global infrastructure. Instead of a central bank processing payments, a decentralized army of hardware keeps the ledger running, earning a cut of the currency in return. This chart illustrates a built-in piece of Bitcoin's code called the halving. Roughly every 4 years, the amount of new Bitcoin rewarded to miners is cut in half, while the computing power required to win those rewards climbs higher. That programmed difficulty kicked off a global arms race. You can no longer mine Bitcoin on a laptop. Today, it requires massive server farms packed with highly specialized hardware, placed in cold climates to keep the machines from melting, and running on cheap or solar energy just to stay profitable. As Bitcoin became harder to acquire, alternatives emerged. Ethereum entered the market, acting as the digital silver to Bitcoin's digital gold. Ethereum added smart contracts. These are programmable agreements that allow developers to build entire decentralized applications directly on top of the network. What started as an experimental peer-to-peer currency had evolved into a highly competitive, multi-layered digital economy. Participating in the foundation of this network now required serious capital. As the infrastructure grew, a new, chaotic layer formed on top of it. Crypto projects needed users to test their new applications, so they began offering airdrops. They literally give away millions of dollars in free tokens to people who sign up, use their app, or join their social channels. Thousands of people now work full-time as airdrop farmers, performing digital tasks to collect tokens that might eventually spike in value. Then came the meme coins, tokens attached to pictures of dogs or frogs with zero underlying utility. Their value relies entirely on aggressive community marketing and highly social events. A single tweet from a billionaire can send a meme coin soaring, triggering extreme fear of missing out among retail buyers. This chart shows how the trap is set. Market makers and project insiders quietly buy up a massive portion of the token supply early on in the accumulation zone. Then they pump the price artificially. They throw lavish parties, pay influencers to post about it, and watch the hype zone spike as regular people rush in to buy. Once the general public is convinced the coin is going to the moon, the insiders start selling. They dump their massive holdings onto the incoming wave of buyers, cashing out millions. The price collapses, and the regular buyers are left holding effectively worthless tokens. In the crypto ecosystem, astronomical overnight wealth is rarely a stroke of luck. It is a highly calculated transfer of wealth from emotionally driven retail buyers to technically savvy insiders. Despite these traps, and despite severe macroeconomic crashes like the global market plunge in March 2020, the broader cryptocurrency market continues to survive and rebound. Major financial institutions like BlackRock and billionaires who once called the technology a scam are now buying in. Their entry signals that the largest assets in this space are moving out of the realm of speculative gambling and into structured, long-term investments. To survive this high-stakes environment, veterans rely on a strict framework for managing risk. A resilient portfolio builds a solid foundation, allocating 40% to Bitcoin. The next 30% goes into major infrastructure projects like Ethereum or Solana. 10 to 20% is reserved for promising new technologies. Finally, a strict maximum of 5% is allocated to highly volatile assets like meme coins, money you are fully prepared to lose. Crypto veterans do not treat this market like a casino. They engineer their portfolios carefully, making sure they can capture massive potential gains while strictly capping their downside exposure. With institutional money accelerating, industry insiders now project that a single Bitcoin could reach a valuation of $500,000 by the year 2030. But no matter how high the market cap climbs, the foundational rule of the blockchain remains absolute. There will never be a customer service hotline to call when you make a mistake. Storing your private keys on an exchange or a computer connected to the internet is a massive vulnerability. To truly protect your assets, you have to use an offline hardware wallet and keep those keys completely separated from the digital world. The decentralized world offers genuine financial sovereignty and the potential for incredible wealth, but it exacts a heavy toll. In this system, you are your own bank, and keeping your vault secure is a responsibility that falls entirely on your shoulders.